And this was a lot harder than I thought. Just when you think you're over it, you're really not. Hey guys, it's Ray. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing something that's really close to my heart. It's something that affects my mental and emotional health every single day. It is pretty serious. It's a taboo subject and a lot of people don't talk about it, but it is happening and it is affecting people. And the reason why I had to discuss it is because I know that when I first realized what was going on, I felt like I was alone. So I'm hoping that through this video, somebody who's going through the same thing will see this and they know that they're not alone. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing how to recognize you have a toxic parent. I'm 29 years old and I didn't realize I had a toxic parent until I was about 24 or 25. I had met my husband, and of course at the time he was my boyfriend. I had met him and he put me on game. Like I said, I've been going through this for 24 or 25 years, and I didn't think that everybody dealt with the same situation, but I kind of felt like everybody had some type of dysfunction in their family to one extent or another, and I know that's probably true. But this was a little bit different. He's the one that helped me step back from the situation and really realize what was going on and that this was unhealthy for me and for my children. I'm going to give you 3 different ways to recognize that you have, or 3 different points to help you recognize whether or not you have a toxic parent. There's a long laundry list of things, but I'm going to hit on the points that are personal for me, the things that had happened to me or the things that I had dealt with in this relationship. One of the signs that can help you recognize whether or not you have a toxic parent is that they are passive aggressive. So for me, in my personal situation, my mother would ignore me, ignore my feelings, ignore anything positive that was going on in my life. If something happened that she didn't like or that she didn't agree with, or if something didn't go her way, she would completely ignore me. And toxic parents have a way of flipping the situation and manipulating the situation, making you believe that you did something wrong when you didn't. In that manipulation, you turn around and run and beg for forgiveness because they make you feel like you did something wrong. It was actually emotional abuse. And like I said, it took me a long time to realize and understand that this is emotional abuse. My mother totally dismissed me, totally dismissed my feelings, totally dismissed anything that was going on in my life. Another thing that goes along with the passive aggressive behavior is the insult. So my mom would insult me, but turn it around and spin it around when I spoke up for myself as if she was playing, or she didn't mean it that way, or I took it the wrong way. Like I didn't hear what I heard, or I'm not feeling what I'm feeling because you were being passive aggressive. Another way to recognize that you may have a toxic parent is them being critical all the time, like overly critical. I can understand, and sometimes I'm critical of my children, but this is on a whole nother level. Nothing is ever good enough for them, no matter how good your grades are, no matter what achievements you've achieved, no matter how great you look, no matter how great you smell, no matter how good the meal is. Nothing is ever good enough. They are never satisfied with anything that you do, and their way is always the right way. So I'll give you an example for me. I was a teen mom, and a couple years after I had my son, I went to nursing school, and it was a big deal for me. I was so proud of myself. I was so happy that I actually stuck with it. It was a long drive every morning. It was an hour there and an hour back from school. I worked 2 part-time jobs. I had my own apartment, which I lost, and me and my kids ended up bouncing, couch surfing basically, to so that I could finish school. And when I got that certificate, because I went to LPN school, when I got the certificate, I was so proud of myself. Throughout this whole 12-month process, I never got a praise or a "I'm proud of you," or "you're doing a great job," or "is there anything I can do to help," or anything of that nature. Anything that she could find or anything that she said was always picking at something about what I was doing. No matter, like I said, no matter how good it was, no matter how great I thought it was or how great it really was, because that's an accomplishment for me to have gone to nursing school and had finished with 2 kids and everything that I was going through. It was a great accomplishment for me, but for her, it was just another place where she could pick and prod and be critical. Another way to recognize you have a toxic parent is the blame game. They take no responsibility for their actions, especially concerning your relationship with them. They will not own any part in the family dysfunction. They blame everything on you or another scapegoat in one of their other failing relationships, because somebody who's toxic has plenty of failing relationships, and not just romantic relationships, but other relationships, friendships, relationships with their sisters, relationships with their brothers, relationships with their mom, relationships with their aunties. A lot of their relationships fail. In my situation, the blame game was used all the time, and only up until recently, because now that I have totally cut my mom off, and I do not condone that, because this is an extreme case, and it's something that I had to do to heal and to have some type of mental stability. So I do not condone that if it's not necessary. It's a very hurtful situation to be in, but until I did that, it was always the blame game. It was always my fault. Everything I did was my fault. I'm the reason why the relationship is failing, but I was the only one that was trying to fix it. I had tried multiple times to go to family counseling with her, and she didn't want to do it. Those are 3 ways I have that you can recognize whether or not you have a toxic parent. And like I said, there is a long list. And if you feel you may have a toxic parent, look into it. To recognize it is a big thing, and it can help you heal and get your mental health together, because that's important too. And I have one more thing before I go. This is not a way to recognize, really. I don't think this is just a way that people who have toxic parents, this is the way they can kind of make you feel. You feel bad when you talk to them, when you spend time with them, when you think about them. Your body can literally tense up. Your stomach can turn. You feel worse when you have an encounter with them, and you dread talking to them. And a lot of people who have toxic parents are not used to being able to understand their feelings or be able to even feel their feelings. It gets that deep. So it's important to take a step back and really try to understand how your parents make you feel, because that can probably be another telltale sign of whether or not you have toxic parents. This video was really hard for me because, like I said in the beginning, I deal with this on a regular basis. Having a toxic parent really brings up a lot of emotional issues, a lot of mental issues, and it takes a lot of time and being intentional to heal from having a toxic parent. And I just hope that whoever's watching this, if you have a toxic parent, that you understand that you're not alone. And it's important for you to do the work for you. You can't change anybody. Don't try to change anybody. Be the best to you that you can be, because you have other relationships that you want to flourish, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a relationship with your children, whether it's a relationship with your friends. You want those relationships to flourish. You don't want to continue on the same nasty, toxic cycle. This is the end of the video, and I thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or you would like to talk, my email is in the bottom of the description box, and you're more than willing to reach out to me. Please leave a comment. Please like this video, and I'll see you in my next one.